There's no such thing as sight reading. And so what if it's not an eighth note? How do these jazz articulation guidelines fit in for other note values? Well, in general, if it is a lower velocity note, lower than an eighth note, if it's a quarter note or dotted quarter note or a half or dotted half or a whole note, in general, those notes are going to receive an articulation. Now, it's not 100% of the time, right? There's exceptions. You can have passive phrase endings where you're not going to articulate the long note at the end of the phrase. There's exceptions. There's always exceptions. This is an art form. This is music, right? This is not going to be 100% of the time. We're trying to create an underlying template, an agreed upon state of normalcy. We're trying to master the thing that happens most of the time, so then you have the ability to vary from it of your own free will, using your own creativity, right? So the underlying template, the state of normalcy, creates the style, and then you can vary from it whenever you like. So there's variables, but lower velocity notes in general will receive an articulation most of the time, while faster velocity rhythms, higher velocity rhythms, will not receive an articulation, right? Now, so triplets, 16th notes, 32nd notes. Now, 16th notes, though, there's a serious exception for 16th notes, because lots of times when guys are improvising and they are playing 16th notes, in their head, they're not really thinking 16th notes. In their head, they're thinking eighth notes at double the tempo. They say, I'm double timing here. Now, I know the math, that's the same note value as a 16th note, but if the player in his mind isn't thinking of it as a 16th note, he's thinking of it as an eighth note at double the tempo, then the articulation rules for the eighth notes will apply there. And usually what's going to determine that is the tempo of the tune, right? If you're playing 4/4 time at quarter note equals 300, you're not going to be articulating your 16th notes. But if you're playing a tune at 115 and you want to play a double time bar, you're probably just thinking of that as eighth notes twice as fast, and so you'll articulate it in that way. My name's Mark Dooley. I've been a private music teacher for 37 years, focused on practical theory and music literacy. If you'd like to hear more, follow me. If you like lessons, contact me. If you can learn how to read words, you can learn how to read music.